ever feel like you were born to do something? Well, I never have. At least, not yet. My name is Uala Rose. I was born in a small village to a gnomish father and a wood antique mother. I was raised to know and understand the natural world around me, to connect with all the colors the vast world had to offer. Some time ago, though, something otherworldly called to my mother, and she disappeared, leaving my pops and I with a piece of parchment, explaining that she had to leave. But what kind of sense does that make? If she'd talked to us, either of us would have gone with her, but I guess weird mythical crud'll be weird mythical crud. That left me and Pops to put the pieces of the puzzle together. After a whole lot of research and sticking our nose to the dirt to track Mums down, we finally picked up a trail. So, I grabbed my trusty bow and what few supplies the folks back home could scrounge up, and left to solve the mystery. What could possibly go wrong? Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first ever session of solo D&D. I hope you guys are excited. I am absolutely pumped. We will be getting right into it. So, we've met our adventurer, the one, the only, Uala Rose. So, our story begins as we head to the town of Langston. So what do you say we just jump into it? After a long day on the road, you crest a hill and see the lights of a town. According to maps and helpful locals you've consulted, this must be Langston. Though the last blush of sunset still colors the sky to the west, lamplight is already visible at the gate and in the streets. In the dim twilight, you can clearly see that the dirt road you've been traveling transitions to cobblestones, and a simple stone wall rings the town. Even from this distance, I should move my keyboard. Can't have a Sylla stream without scuff. Even from this distance, you can see the timber-framed walls of the buildings in town are well maintained with fresh whitewash that glow golden in the lamplight. It's a beautiful little town, a prosperous trading hub nestled among the fertile farmland and old-growth forest you've spent the last few days traversing. The stars are just starting to emerge as a lone howl of a wolf splits the silence off somewhere in the woods. A chorus of responding howls takes up the call, some uncomfortably close, and getting closer. You pick up your pace to put more distance between you and the wilderness in the hope of a soft bed, a hot meal, and some work for an enterprising adventurer. A town as prosperous as Langston looks like a place to do good, earn coin, and achieve glory. Maybe all three at once, so long as you aren't eaten by wolves between here and there. Okay, so we need to roll a perception check. Okay, let's see. Time to be full dice goblin here, chat. All right, do we use our forest woodland dice? Do we use our aquamarine dice? Or do we use our Vestius dice? I think these remind me the most of our dear Uala. So, aquamarine? Yeah, I think the forest dice. Also, welcome in, everybody. Okay, so roll a perception check. All right, let me open my character sheet. So I have a +3 to my perception. So that is a 10, 11, 12. So if I get a 10 or more, go to page 23. First roll of my nails, thank you, they're very spooky. You hear something in the woods off to one side and spin in that direction. A pair of golden eyes peers out of the dark underbrush, soon joined by a second pair. Turning around, you see more eyes gathering in the gloom around you. Before you even consider it as an option, a shaggy, dark gray wolf steps out on the path behind you. So many eyes. There's so many eyes here, y'all. Hopelessly outnumbered, you can either square up to fight the pack of wolves or sprint to town. Alright, so if I'm thinking like Euala, which I usually am, oh goodness, she would probably stand and fight. If I'm gonna be honest, I think I would probably stand and fight. Why is the collaboration still up? That's weird. Hold on. Okay, so we are gonna fight these wolves. They could be friendly, but pet the puppers. Hey, you know, I could be a lover and a fighter. All right, so, okay, so we're gonna go to page 33, or number 33, my bad. You square up to defend yourself as the pack of hungry wolves starts to circle, looking for an opening to attack. There are at least 10 of them, and something tells you more are waiting in the darkness of the tree. It looks like an early end to your adventuring career, but you're determined not to give up without a fight. You're just about to unleash your attack and go down fighting when you hear a bellow behind you on the road. You turn around and see a bald dwarf dressed in rough spun clothes and animal hides pointing at you from on top of a rise in the road. I wanted to say in the hill, it's fine. Or maybe past you? Does it say where to go from here? It's being weird. There we go. I figured out the page. Moonlight shines off the skin of his head. His face is lit by balls of fire dancing in the air over his outstretched palms. "Oh, no you don't," he yells, the flames flaring in his emotions. "Get back, you lot! We'll make him big and brash and British." I don't know. When in doubt, British. The wolves immediately tuck their tails between their legs and lay their ears down flat. Boar. I love you, chat. The apparent leader looks at you and whines. "Not a chance," the dwarf scoffs. "Go on now." The wolves slink quietly back into the woods, and you realize you're still poised to attack. The dwarf doesn't seem to notice as he approaches. He eyes you up and down. The silence between you stretches, until it breaks with a massive sneeze. "Sorry, are you alright?" he asks with a lopsided smile and a sniffle. "Didn't have a chance to get a piece off you, did they?" You let him know. Yeah, I'm supposed to let him know I'm alright. Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little startled is all. I wasn't expecting so many of them. Thank you for the intervention. Did it actually take me to 4, or is this game It's playing tricks on me, chat. Hold on. Hold on. We can do it. We can do it. We can find our way back. We can find our way back. It said go to 4 and then it jumped me not to 4. One of these links are broken, chat. Oh no. We're having scuff, chat. Hold on. We can figure this out. PDFs aren't perfect. Okay, I see what it's doing. Before you have a chance to respond, the dwarf lopes off toward the woods with a surprisingly graceful gait given his stocky build. Between the darkness and another night on the road, or a hot meal and a soft mattress, it's hardly even a decision to head toward the lights of Langston. Wow, okay, so some of these are a little, some of the links are a little broken, because the 1 took me to 4. We finally found 4, so some of these are a little, so obvious mimic, if you're watching, some of your links are a little broken, just letting you know. Because this is how this should have gone. How's the game going? We just began. Well then, lucky for you I was here. Why am I Southern? I should be British. Wrong accent. I'm jumping from accent to accent. This is going to be today. Lucky for you, I was here, he says, with a wide grin and a slap on the back hard enough to throw you off your balance. He opens his mouth to speak again, but nothing comes out until he unleashes a sneeze. That makes his beard bristle. I feel like that would be a Achoo! Like one of the big just yell sneezes. You wait for him to regain his composure. You must be hungry then. Go straight down the road and you'll reach the town of Langston. Find the pickled hen, and if anyone asks, tell them Roy Sunderhammer sent you. Okay, I don't have my notes. I don't have my notebook. It's right behind me. Yes, we are going to be taking notes this game. Because who even am I if I'm not taking notes? I don't think I need to take notes, but it's me, chat. I must. I simply must. Because I might remember things. Yippee! Welcome in, Leju. Okay, so the dwarf is Roy Sunderhammer. If I could write. Okay. You stammer out a thank you. Thank you. Despite the adrenaline coursing through you. Think nothing of it. I'm on my way there myself. Funeral, you see. Doing my druidic duty to a circle of life and all that. He guffaws as if he just told a joke. But before I do that, I'm going to have a bit of a chat with these naughty pups. They should know better. There we go. I see what the things wanted to do here. Before you have a chance to respond, the dwarf lopes off, I speak word money good, toward the woods with a surprisingly graceful gait, given his stocky build. Between the darkness and another night on the road, or a hot meal and a soft mattress, it's hardly even a decision. Decision to head towards the lights of Langston. Alright, we have to find the actual number 1 now, because, the links are a little brokey. So give me half a mo, chat. So, while I find this... Oh, is it because I'm zoomed into shit? It's probably because I'm zoomed into shit. That's probably why. I think it was me. I think I'm the problem. It's me! I did it! I figured it out. I'm the problem. No, if we were Argentum, it would be much more posh and smooth. Your hopes to find a meal and friendly conversation are dashed with what you find in the marketplace. More specifically, you're disappointed with what you don't find. It's empty, filled only with a mournful hush. Street vendors are closed, windows are shuttered. Lamplighters have still passed through to fill the square with warm pools of light, but everything feels muted under the weight of an oppressive sadness. You're looking around for someone, anyone, when a solitary figure in a white robe bustles out from a side street, nearly dropping a sheaf of papers. The robe's hood is down, so you can see that it's a young human woman with light blonde hair. There shouldn't be an echo. There's no reason it should be echoing. Maybe check if you have multiple streams open. Her robes bear sunburst motifs around the neck and collar, and a similar symbol made of gold hangs from around her neck. This appears to be a sun cleric. Alright. Okay, so I could either call out to the cleric or follow her down the empty streets. I'm just going to double check that the audio wouldn't be looping. No, D&D music, that's separate. It's all separate, so there shouldn't be an echo. So I would say, check on your side. The music is looping, but that's about it. You all would probably call out. They're a pretty personable little gnome. Hey, you alright? Alright, take us to 27. The cleric jolts and turns, and you see a moment of fear as her hand reflexively snaps to her holy symbol. She looks either way down the empty streets before breaking out in a wide, kind smile as she approaches. Hello, and welcome, she says, her voice high and bright. Can I help you with something, traveler? Where are you going in such a hurry? I'm on my way to perform a young woman's last rites, she says, her kind smile still fixed to her lips. Such a sad day. Are you on your way to the Pickled Hen? I gotta find on the page. I am, she says with growing uncertainty. Did you know the deceased? I don't, but someone named Roy suggested that I go to the Pickled Hen for lodging. Ah, of course, she says with a sigh. A truly good dwarf, Roy. The funeral will be starting soon, and I must be on my way. But I can show you the way if you'd like. She walks beside you in silence, occasionally consulting the sheets in her hand and reading it to herself. After a few moments of awkwardly accompanying the young cleric, she shows you to an inn whose sign says it's the Pickled Hen. The cleric absent-mindedly opens the door and steps into the tavern. At the ground floor, having clearly forgotten you're even there, she closes it behind her. Okay. We can either go into the tavern or look around through the window. Okay. And for clarity for chat, yes, this is a choose your own adventure D&D module. So think of it as a marriage between a classic choose your own adventure book and Dungeons and Dragons. So knowing you, Alla, they would probably just go right into the tavern. The tavern is nearly full to capacity of townspeople milling about, speaking quietly to one another. The hum lacks the boisterous outbursts of laughter or shouts you normally associate with taverns this crowded, and the answer quickly becomes apparent why. At one end of the common room, there's a closed casket on a table, amidst what looks like hundreds of flower arrangements. A musician is strumming a lyre in a sad tune off in the corner. As you're looking around, an older man is arguing with a huge half-orc woman with an impressive collection of battle scars and a suit tailored in a typical nobleman's style. Seeing you, the man grimaces and sways over to you. He reeks of ale and spirits, and his face sags in habitual sadness, but his eyes glitter with both tears and an unexpected rage. "I don't know you," he slurs, stabbing a blunt finger in the air between you. "Was it you? Did you do this? What else have you done?" Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe he was born with it. I'm just double checking where I'm supposed to go. Give me half a moment. There we go, I found it. A few heads nearby turn as he throws his hands up into a fighting stance and starts bobbing unsteadily. The half-orc crosses her arms and watches the both of you carefully. You're at a funeral in a strange town, so violence is not an option. You could try to persuade him to leave you alone, or intimidate him into backing down. Uala comes from kind of a smaller town, so I would say persuading him is probably the best bet. So go to 41. You raise your hands, you raise your open hands and assure the man calmly that there has to be some kind of mistake. I need to zoom in because I can't forking read. Meow indeed, cats. There's no need for a fight, sir. I just got here myself. You've clearly got me mistaken for somebody else. There's no need to ruin an event like this. Alright. Roll a persuasion check, and if I get a 12 or higher, go to page 2, or 12 or under, go to 36. Okay, let's trusty dice be my guide. Ooh, okay, what is my persuasion? I don't think it's quite that high. Nope, we got below a 12. We rolled a flat 6. Okay. 36 should be right here. All right, give me half a moment, chat. I'm just going to send a message to the hubs to let him know that our food is here, because it should be. There we go. Also, shout out to just Obvious Mimic in general. They provided all the music, the maps, everything. So honestly, I should have a different map up for us. It should be this guy. So, also, if you want to get one of these Nat19 dice trays, you can get them on nat19show.com. So, 36. All right. Don't you dare take that tone with me, vagabond. He snarls and takes a swing. but the blow is intercepted by the green-skinned hand of the half-orc in the suit. Salad. Thank you, my love.
Did you get them both of that salmon?
No, yours should have salmon.
I just grabbed one. That's why I don't know if that one does or.
Well, let's find out.
I think this one's mine.
Yeah, that's definitely salmon. Perf. Thank you, my love.
You take this.
Why don't put it in the recycling downstairs? Put it, Alejandro.
Luigi, come on.
Put it in the recycling.
Oh, I fell.
Oh my God! Put it in the Alejandro! Why? He's such a fucking menace. My God. He's so sass. The sass of Sob today, man. Alright. Okay. Where were we? I'm gonna start at the top of that. Don't you dare take that tone with me, vagabond! He snarls and takes a swing. But the blow is intercepted by a dark green-skinned hand of the half-orc in the suit. Her large hand is crisscrossed with scars and easily engulfs the man's fist. Hey, yo, what's up? Hello? Enough, she says. Time to go. Yeah, sure, Tanya, he says. I mean, Mayor Antrim. Bye. The drunk slinks unsteadily out the door and leaves the tavern. You're about to say that you could have handled him on your own when you see the half-orc's hard stare. Uh-oh. The female half-orc in a tailored suit looks at you, eyes scanning up and down. Alright, so they describe her having an orcish twang, which I'm gonna say, like a very low southern. Something a little more like this. Because you all is a little more up here. So, we can do a low twang for our wonderful half-orc. I'm Tanya Antrim, Mayor of Langston, she says with a nod, her comment heavily accented with a guttural orcish twang. I may have use of you. Please, stay for the funeral. I'll speak to you after. You try to reply, but she is already walking away as the ceremony begins. Alright, before we begin the ceremony, I'm gonna be so obnoxious and shake a salad, because I am hungry. I'm gonna throw a BRB so quick. Okay. Alright, we don't need the intro again. Okay, so what was that guy's name? Okay, so let us continue.
I just heard my cat hawk up a hairball. I'm like, I hope you're good, kid.
A middle-aged human couple gets up and introduces themselves as Maybelline's parents, though from the murmur of sympathy coming from the crowd, that seems well known. Thank you so much for coming out to say goodbye to our darling girl with us, the mother says. She was a ray of sunshine in our lives from the beginning, and we can see that she touched the lives of many of you as well. She was relentlessly kind, generous, and patient. We will all miss her dearly. The father of the deceased clears his throat, his eyes glassy. We are so very grateful for the people of Langston. You made our daughter's life a joy, and you're making her loss more bearable. But we will not be seeing you for some time. A murmur runs through the crowd, but he holds up his hands for quiet. Every brick and blade of grass in this town reminds us of what we have lost. Every time we see your kind faces, we will see the torn and broken body of our treasured daughter. So we will leave and trust our capable mayor to bring the killer to justice. We will keep our peace at home, where we feel the closest to our daughter's memories. But we pray you bring the killer to swift justice. As he speaks, heads in the crowd turn to the mayor, who just nods to the citizenry. When you turn your attention to the grieving parents, the father's cheeks are wet with tears, but his teeth are gritted in mute rage. Laying a gentle hand on her husband's arm, the deceased's mother speaks up. But we are not the only ones to suffer a loss, she says in a cracking voice. We had Maybelline for a whole life. The love of her life was cheated out of the rest of it. Tomlin, darling, we'd love it if you could say a few words. The parents of the dead woman step aside, and her fiancé takes their place at the podium.
Okay, Tomlin is the fiancé. This is a murder mystery, so keeping suspicions of everyone and keeping track of everybody, I feel like that's going to be so crucial here. Okay, Tomlin, fiancé. Go to 32 home. Hey, yo. Y'all, if this is Tomlin on the page, he is fine as hell. I'd marry his ass too, damn.
This wasn't a funeral. I might be looking. The man identified as Tomlin is dressed simply, and he crutches a bunch of flowers tightly in one hand. He takes a moment looking out over the crowd, visibly holding back tears. Thank you all so much for coming today, he says with a sigh. We are gathered to remember the beautiful, shining light that was my bride-to-be. Before growing to love her, I never thought I was the marrying kind. Now, it seems like fate, more like fate than choice.
Where am I supposed to go to? It doesn't clearly continue, so give me half a sec.
It's a little unclear, give me a sec, chat.
Okay. I think I've almost found it. Hold on. It's so unclear. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I'm suspicious. Okay, go to 32. But it doesn't tell me where to go from there. So give me half a sec, chat. Cause am I just supposed to go right down to 39 here? Pretty sick. Have a good stream. Yeah, no, I'm so curious. Some of these are like a little unclear, I will say that. Unless I am just absolutely full of garbage in my brain. Okay, I think it just continues here. Okay, found it. I figured it out. Just the way it was written, the way it was placed, I was not sure if it continued where it did. PDFs are weird. PDFs are weird. So, where were we? Right, he was saying that before growing to love her, he didn't think he was the marrying kind, but it was more fate than choice that he came to find her.
Does that mean the wolf is back on the prowl?
Whispers one man near to a friend. Lock up your sisters and daughters. And wives, the friend replies with a snicker. Both are shushed by women who seem to be their wives, both women sharing embarrassed glances. One nearby in the crowd looks over a pair of would-be comedians, looks over at the pair of would-be comedians with glances and mouthed insults.
My darling wife-to-be was a simple soul, he says. Her favorite flowers were daisies. She liked the color of lavender. Anything made out of silk was the height of sophistication. Despite Tomlin's grief, the two men are still whispering lewdly and sniggering. The women seated beside the would-be comedians glare at them and exchanged exasperated looks with one another. Oblivious to what was happening in front of you, Tomlin closes his eyes to collect himself with a sigh before continuing. To put it simply, Maybelline's death has torn a hole in my life that cannot be filled, but I will try. Work will help, I'm sure, in giving back to all of you who have done so much for me, especially in these dark times. I can only try to repay your kindness. I truly love you all, and you are all welcome at my home at any time. The audience applauds respectfully and murmurs condolences. Right away, however, something seems odd about the situation. Okay, you may either use an investigation check or an insight check to determine what's piquing your interest. Okay, what am I better at, to be honest? What am I better at here? I think I gave myself decent investigation. Yeah, I have a +4 to investigation. Is my okay. My insight's not that bad. But okay.
We're gonna do investigation. Time to roll, yeah. So that's a natural 1. It had to happen. Okay. We had to crit fail eventually, Wall. We had to crit fail eventually. I gotta find this motherfucker, because that is... Okay, go to 12. Also, I'm sorry if you hear the vacuum. Nat One Gang, hi, Erin! Welcome in. Womp womp. Okay, where is 12? I am trying to find 12. It clicked me over to it, but it was like, where is it? Is it right here? There it is. You're positive there are details you're missing, so you turn your attention to what's happening around you. Roll an intelligence investigation check. I already did. So, if you roll under a 10, go to 18. Oops. It can only get better, right? Yeah. Dice, am I gonna have to jail you? Though you can't quite put your finger on what it is, Tomlin has an odd relationship with the town. Obviously, he's well liked, but there's more to it than that. Before you can figure it out, a red-bearded dwarf takes over from the grieving fiancé. Go to 13. All right. Whoop. Is this 13 or is 13 over yonder? There it is. I don't know. Everything seems fine to me. Nothing weird here. Can't figure it out. Like he's got a weird relationship, but you know, in my mind, all is a-okay. The dwarf is dressed in hides and homespun cloth, while his hair and beard seems struggling to break free from the leather cords he's used to style them. He's clean now, but something in the dwarf's demeanor suggests this is his version of dressing up. I don't know why, but I want to give him this accent. I don't know why. Welcome, people of Langston, he says with a warm smile that makes his eyes sparkle. As sad as I am to see Maybelline return to the earth, I want to remind Langston to choose life. As you all know, I'm grateful my circle assigned me to Langston. Is this the same motherfucker? I don't think so, because he's not... No, the other guy was bald. Is this the same motherfucker? Hold on. No, it's the same motherfucker. Never mind. Do we want to change Roy's accent? You know what? Let's vote. Let's vote in the chat. Do we want to change Roy's accent from British to whatever the fuck this is? I'm gonna put up a poll. Yes or no? I have to get to my stream manager. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Borf is back, y'all. Borf is back. I love that y'all have named him Borf. Is it Gus? Dwarf effect. Oh my god. Get the fuck out of here, Parnell. The wall accent or British? Do we want to be the wall or British? Alright, it seems that British is winning out, but we'll give it the rest of time. And it wasn't quite so posh when we did it, so. Alright, British dwarf it is, let's go. Right. There's a murmur of assent in the crowd, and a few raised glasses. And you've all made it so easy for me. You've respected the forest and its inhabitants, and in return, I've been happy to act as both spiritual counsel and guiding hand for the forces of nature around us. I join you in grieving the loss of a wonderful member of this community, and I hope you will join me in welcoming her back into the circle of life. Circle of life. He mutters a spell as his hands begin to radiate in a faint green glow, but he's interrupted by a sneezing fit. After which, his beard and hair thicken and stand on end. He smooths his hair and regains his composure. Okay, so, are you wild shaping here, my dude? Or are you something else? Are you an awu? I'm just saying suspicious. Excuse me, he says with a deep growl in his voice. Excuse me. He clears his throat and completes his spell, causing a splash of extraordinarily bright wildflowers to bloom on the dais which the casket rests. Euala is a ranger. Euala is specifically the 5.19 ranger from Lyra's Guide to Retia. He nods in approval at his own work before turning to the crowd, raising a glass and smiling broadly. To life! He downs his drink along with the others in the crowd, but you're more interested in the strange reaction to the local the local druid had to the sneezing fit. You can either try an arcana or perception check to better understand what you've seen. Okay. Let's see. Arcana? Oh, my arcana's okay. Or perception. Let's go perception this time. We tried investigation last time and you can see what happened. Also, I love these dice. These are really cool. I got these on Etsy. Okay, perception. Go to 14. We're at 14. There it is. You focus your senses on the bushy-haired dwarf. Druid, not dwarf. Whatever. They are dwarf, though. Bushy-haired druid. Especially those odd changes that occurred during his sneezing fit. Okay. Big money. Big money! Okay. 15, so it'd be 18 total with a... Yeah, it is a +3 to my perception, so it's an 18 total. Get a 10 or higher, go to 42. Gain an inspiration, let's fucking go! Alright, inspiration. Boop. Big money, no whammies! The druid's face and nose seem unusually red, but the dwarf doesn't seem to be drunk. With the sneezing and the hoarse voice, it seems likely he's feeling unwell. It doesn't seem to have affected his energy level, however. Whatever is affecting him clearly triggered some kind of change, however. Though it was incredibly quick, you did notice that as the druid sneezed, his ears and nose lengthened, and even his build changed momentarily. Ah, okay. To you, it looks more canine, almost wolf-like, for a split second. But you can scrutinize the dwarven druid further. Before you can scrutinize the dwarven druid further, an adult human female in the white robes in the sun of a sun cleric and unassuming demeanor approaches the crowd. Let's go! It's our girl!
Though she's been meekly standing behind the speakers, the young sun cleric seems like a different person behind the podium. She speaks clearer and stands up straighter. She seems possessed of a confidence you didn't get from the same sweet but a little scattered young woman you met on your way to the Pickled Hen. I wanted to say the Pickled Ham, so enjoy that, Velders.
Most of you from the town know me, but I see some unfamiliar faces, she says. I am Sylla, a member of the Radiant Order and custodian of Langston's Eastern Temple. May the light guide you.
Okay, so she is Sylla. Sun Cleric. Taking notes of all the names.
Several people reflexively respond with, "And you." They then make a salutation of the right hand touching the heart, and then moving in an arc overhead, reminding you of a sun rising and setting overhead. Given the cleric's youth, it's obvious her order has a long history in this town.
Though we are in the dark shadows cast by your loss, she continues, the sun will shine forever on Maybelline, as her presence was a bright, shining light to all of us. I did not know Maybelline well in life, but it is clear that she has touched the lives of everyone here in this room.
She looks directly at Tomlin and smiles kindly.
And my heart goes out to you especially, Tomlin. Know that my door is always open to you.
And then she leads the service in a hymn. She introduces from coming from the Ratha Kanenar?
Fantasy names, yay! I love them. They're great for my dyslexia. Home. Yes. This is a Cauldron dice tray, which you can actually get on our show, or on our shop at nat19show.com/shop, I believe. Yeah, from the Rathakananar Book of Funerary Rites. B-A-N-A-N-A-S is all I can think of. Anyway. Serious DM time. I'm so super serial.
It seems that no one in the audience knows it, but she sings anyways in a high, sweet voice. The crowd labors to keep up with her. I'm just gonna read it. I'm not gonna sing this.
As we guard the light with you and drive the shadows away, the radiant sword of your heart, the evils of darkness slay. Though you're gone from our sight, in our heart of hearts remain, rest well in the light of the sun, and the shield of our faith sustain.
Though the cleric appears to be earnest and sincere, the difference between the woman you met outside and the one standing before you is stark. You may opt to either roll a religion check or insight. Okay, let's see. Insight or, how's my religion? Okay, religion is +2. Insight. Let's try for insight. I'm definitely better at insight, although I am tempted to try religion because, you know, I'm gonna snooze this break. Let's see, religion or insight. I'm gonna roll a d4. Evens are religion, odds are insight. Okay, odds, we'll go insight. Okay. That's a 4. I'm retiring this die. It's being so mean to me.
The cleric's role as a spiritual leader clashes with the shy demeanor she's displayed earlier, so you consider what may actually be motivating her. Get 10 or less, go to 7. There's something about the cleric's delivery of her service that makes it feel like she's holding back, but you can't tell what's bothering you. She does seem to earnestly care about the community under her charge. The mayor strides up behind Solane for her turn to speak, and the cleric notices her with a slight start before ceding her spot in front of the room. Okay. I'll give it one more chance, but clearly our insight is actual dookie. As Solane recedes to the background, the half-orc mayor stands rigid with her hands clasped behind her back. She cuts a powerful figure with her broad shoulders and battle scars, but she maintains an air of sophistication with a well-made suit and a noble style. An enormous mastiff pads up to her side and sits beside her. Hell yeah, we love dogs. Remaining equally still. Though her heritage stands out to you in the mostly human town of Langston, no one seems to notice. "Sit, Buttercup," she says to the dog in a heavy accent. The mastiff immediately sits itself at her side. The mayor returns her attention to the crowd of attendees. "Tanya Anthram was a soldier before she was your mayor," she begins, laying a hand over her heart. "Langston welcomed me, gave me a place to heal after the Battle of Three Rivers. There I fought to defend the people from a barbarian horde, and I will protect the people of Langston." She looks out to the crowd, moving her eyes as the rest of her remains perfectly still. Her huge dog could be a statue for all it moves. "There is a killer out there in the darkness," she says, and her eyes lock on yours. "We do not know what it is, but it took one of the citizens under my protection. We will find whatever took this life and end the threat. This is my promise to you." A ripple of soft applause and angry muttering sweeps through the crowd. The dog's head tracks both sounds for a moment, before glancing at the mayor returning to its vigil. Okay. I suspect that this dog is a familiar of some kind. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me putting on like my ranger hat here. She turns to address the family of the deceased. "I'm so sorry for your loss," she says, and then steps away from the casket and starts making her way through the crowd towards you. As she makes her way to where you're standing, you can either make a history check or an animal handling check. Ooh, okay. My animal handling is pretty decent. I'm gonna say, let's see. I'm gonna go with, all right, I'm gonna roll this die that my friend Jonah, or Alpha Anarchy, gave me. These beautiful turquoise dice, I love them. We don't know how the person died yet. Also, I want to take note of her name. It's Tanya. Mayor. Former. She was... Yeah, she's a former soldier. Okay. And she... Just... Battle of Three Rivers. Okay. This is the bare bones of my notes so far. the bare bones. But I like keeping track of people like that, especially in mysteries, murder mysteries. My brain with D&D is just one big plot board. Okay, so we're gonna roll a history check. I have a +2, so it's not bad. It's not a flat, but yeah. Okay, that's a 10, so it'd be a 12 total. Gotta find 37. Okay. You think you remember the events of Tanya's story differently. If you roll a 10 or higher on history, go to 17. I'm having the best time right now, y'all. So, I am a huge fan of Choose Your Own Adventure. Gain an inspiration, so that's 2 inspiration. Hey, yo, let's go. Not 25 inspiration. Come on, Sylla. There we go. I am a huge fan of Choose Your Own Adventure. Like, I was obsessed with these kinds of books growing up. So, I am so thrilled. Also, I love murder mysteries and shit like this. Like, let's go. Okay, so gain an inspiration. The mayor made some glaring mistakes in her account of the battle she said she participated in. The Battle of Three Rivers was a coup by a neighboring kingdom, not barbarian hordes. And it was won by guerrilla tactics from the local peasantry, who were the aggressors, not the victims. Okay! But it's unclear if she's lying or just wrong, so this probably isn't the best conversation starter as the mayor approaches. Okay, I want to take note of that. Battle of Three. Because you never know if this will come up again. Have you ever played a Nancy Drew game? I haven't, but I did love... I did really love Nancy Drew books growing up. And now I love Agatha Christie, so. Also, because it's Halloween time, like, Clue is one of my favorite movies. Also, like, a great movie to watch during All Hallows Eve. Okay, so, it was a coup. It was a coup by a neighboring kingdom. It was won by guerrilla tactics from the local peasantry. Okay, so we have people rising up against nobility, it seems. Peasantry. They are the aggressors. Okay. Welcome in, Lunacrest, and just so you know, I am his spouse, not his wife, as I go by they, them pronouns and they, them only. I am non-binary, but it's nice to meet you. I am definitely much more than just a spouse. I'm a voice actor, I'm a baby DM, D&D player, streamer, singer, all those wonderful things. That's why we got the pronouns up top. Okay. I'm a big old gremlin. Or just a little gremlin guy. Yeah. Also, thank you everyone for being here with me today. This is so much fun. I'm having a great time. You're just watching me. Dice maker extraordinaire. Dweeb. Alright. So the mayor is approaching us. Go to 30. You're an adventurer, yes? She says to you. When you answer in the affirmative, she continues, then I suppose you'll do, for now.
All right, for now. Okay, that's nice to meet you too.
Between her rumbling orcish accent and deadpan delivery, it's impossible to tell what she actually thinks about you. But she does make a sweeping gesture towards the bar and then starts off. This stern woman is obviously not one for pleasantries. As you follow behind her, she stops to speak to an aproned, balding man you can only assume is the innkeeper. And the town will pay for the investigator's room and board? This is acceptable? The innkeeper cuts you a glance, but nods. Their business concluded, Mater and... Mater? Mater? I mean, I did make her southern, so... Mayor Anathram. I've been mispronouncing her name the whole time. Mayor Anathram returns to you with a key to your room.
Why would you hire me?
I know your type, adventurer. Mercenary. Hero for hire.
I mean, not exactly, but sure.
Doesn't matter what you call yourself. The people are scared, and they need someone. So, I'm hiring you. And since you're an outsider, if you fail, it will not reflect badly on the town.
Thank you.
I don't know. I do not yet know you, she says, but holds up her hand. And I may not get time to do so if the killer gets to you next. You're here for the people and for me. As long as you're investigating this young woman's murder, we'll pay for your stay. You'll come to the town hall tomorrow, as tonight is not time to discuss the details of the case. Sleep well. She nods, though it's unclear whether that's a farewell or an agreement of some kind, and then she returns to her duties, reassuring the funeral goers. You remain standing, dumbfounded for a moment, as a figure breaks away from the crowd and moves toward you. It's Tomlin. The village herbalist and fiancé of the deceased. Okay, so he's a herbalist. Okay. Hello, he says. His eyes are almost entrancing up so close. I haven't met you yet. How did you know Maybelline?
I just arrived in town today, sir. But the mayor requested my help with the investigation.
He looks you over and nods as if you passed some sort of assessment. Welcome, then. Thank you for doing this for us. Please, come to my home for whatever you need. I need to know what happened to Maybelline.
Sure. Good night, sir.
He bids you a smile, and that is dazzling, despite its sadness. Y'all, he's hot. I'm gonna show you a picture of him in a sec. He's hot. Like, I get it. They are describing him very well, but the art, damn. Listen, if I'm not thirsting, is it even a Sylla stream? Let's be real. He gives you a smile that is dazzling despite its sadness. He moves on to speak to the other guests as you make your way to your room. Okay, as we make our way to the room, I'm gonna show you all a picture of him. Hold on.
Pikachu with the raid. Welcome in, raiders.
Okay. Ba-ba-bum. Look at this man's.
Welcome in, raiders. I'm Sylla, Aria, resident non-binary fairy finding. I'm the fairy of creativity and curiosity, and today's curiosity is solo D&D. We are playing through a choose-your-own-adventure style D&D adventure by Obvious Mimic called The Wolves of Langston. It is a murder mystery, and I love it. So, also, if you hover over him, it's awesome. Like, you can't see it, but on my end, you can see, like, it has a little pop-up. So, this is Tomlin. I wanted to say Tamlin because of my love of the Court of Thorns and Roses series. Yeah, he's wearing foxglove, which leads me to some suspicions.
but we'll see. All right. $26. Is that... There it is. I believe they are poisonous, but he's also a herbalist, so, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Get the benefits of a long rest. Well, I didn't burn anything, so we're good. I mean, I do have some interactive stuff for y'all coming up, so don't worry. We just haven't got there yet. But when it comes to spells resolving, when it comes to loot, don't worry. When it comes to fights, y'all will have some involvement. You wake up in a soft bed to a hot breakfast. You know what? I'm going to change our music just for the sake of it. Ow, my leg popped. You wake up in a soft bed to a hot breakfast cooling outside your door. This is much better living than camping by the road. Oh, I don't really mind camping. So it's probably time to meet your benefactor. The inn's common room is a bustle of activity as quiet townspeople load flowers from the funeral into a wagon in front of the inn. The body of the deceased is already gone. After weaving your way through the workers, you find yourself outside where passers-by are deliberately ignoring the wagon full of blossoms. With the help of a few locals on the streets, you make your way to the town hall. The town hall is a multi-story building, but not much larger than the surrounding structures. It isn't made of the same timber walls as the rest of the town, and instead a much sturdier stone structure. So it likely predates the town's growth. I wonder if it was like a church of some kind previously, is my first thought. Especially like seeing the art that they have on the Wolves of Langston page. So maybe. The door stands open, and an aide greets you when you arrive. He shows you to the mayor in a large but simply appointed office in the back of the building. The room is dominated by a large, dark-stained wood desk where Mayor Anathram is Welcome in. Mayor Anathram is working with a quill and inkpot. There's also an unlit hearth on one wall and a couple of orderly bookshelves. There are no personal effects that you can see. A cushion and a bowl of water are set up next to the desk. The mayor's mastiff is lounging there, watching you intently as you answer. Oh my god, this is the best choice in the entire game. We can either go greet the mayor, or we can go pet the dog. I know what y'all are gonna vote for, and I feel like I have to give the people what they want. We're gonna go pet this gosh dang dog. We're gonna go pet the dog. The dog growls, moving its considerable cheeks out of the way to bare its teeth. The mayor recommends that if you like your hand attached, it would be wise to remove it from the dog's reach. You believe her, and the dog, so you pull your hand back intact. Better late than never, you greet the mayor. It was either greet the mayor or pet the dog, but hi, I'm a tiny ranger. I'm a little gnome antique ranger. I got to try to pet the dog. It's my job. You politely greet the mayor, and the dog lays its massive head back down on its paws. It continues to watch you closely, however.
It's nice to see you again, ma'am. And thank you for trusting me with this.
I'm grateful for your service, she says. You assume she's being genuine, but it's impossible to tell for sure with her stony delivery.
Your Honor, dog. See you, thanks for stopping by.
She outlines the problem she's having. A gruesome murder about a week ago. The town militia is fine against bandits or sheep rustlers, but this requires someone different. The poor girl was mangled as if by a wild beast, but she was found within town. Besides, Roy keeps the woods free of monsters and supernatural hazards. And besides, she explains, you're an outsider and therefore expendable. It's the mayor's role to protect the town, not every drifter that wanders in. The town will pay 320 gold pieces to eliminate the threat. That fee is not negotiable. And Mayor Anathram gives you the impression that it would be bad for your health to try. If you accept the job, go to 48. If you reject the job, go to 5. We're accepting the job? We can't just let someone get hurt. We can't let people keep getting hurt by wild monsters. 48. Where is it? Also, let me show you guys what the mayor looks like. This is Tanya. This is why I was like, hey, yo, what up, mama? She cute. She's very pretty. Also, I love a good plaited braid. Also, I'm pretty sure she has a wolf on her, Okay. Excellent, Mayor Anathram says in a gravelly tone you can only assume means she's pleased. Let us begin. Please, speak to Maybelline's fiancé. He's a herbalist who lives in the western ridge of town, where he tends his garden and makes medicines for the townsfolk. You thank the mayor.
Thank you, ma'am.
And prepare to leave, but she holds up a hand. I've also made an arrangement with our general store. You may go to resupply anytime you need to do so. It does seem to have many goods. It does not have as many goods as a big city, but will likely have whatever you need. Okay. So, I do want to note down that she has a wolf on her pendant. I feel like, okay, if I'm going through the list of like murder mystery tactics for this sort of writing, I feel like Rio the dwarf, or Roy, I keep wanting to call him Rio, but I feel like Roy is I feel like he's a red herring. Like literally, he's literally dressed in red. So I feel like Roy is a literal red herring. Yeah, the dwarf. Alright. We'll likely have whatever you need. Alright, I'm gonna reread what she said, because I got distracted. I've also made an arrangement with our general store. You may go to resupply anytime you need to do so. It does not have as many goods as the big city, but it will likely have whatever you need. Much at a discount, and here is an advance to make whatever purchases you need. Add 20 gold pieces to your inventory. Okay. So that would be, I now have 150 gold, because I started with a decent amount. Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. I'll do my best to get to the bottom of everything.
She grunts in a response before returning to the paperwork on the table. Okay, go to see Tomlin. So there is a note about the general store. Anytime you're within the town of Langston, you may visit the store. To visit the general store, make note of your starting section and turn to the back of the book. Okay. Turn to the area labeled General Store. There you can follow prompts to make transactions. Okay, that's great. We'll probably go see Tomlin and then maybe go shopping is probably... I think that's a good idea. Okay. Let's go see Tommy Boy. This morning, Langston seems to be back to normal. Townspeople bustle about their daily lives of working, shopping, eating, and gossiping. You guess there are 1,000 people in Langston, but you see very few people idle. Tradespeople ply their trades smithing, weaving, building furniture, or baking bread. But laughter is just a little too spaced out. The sounds of hammers and hoofbeats seem to be just a little too loud. The air is charged with fear and grief. Even in the light of day, you pass the wagon laden with flowers from the funeral once again, looking forlorn alone in the street. So, you now find yourself in a strange town with a substantial payday on the other end of a murder investigation. The victim is a young woman who was apparently torn apart by a wild beast, but within the confines of the town. Your first lead is the dead woman's fiancé, but that's it. It looks like you have your work cut out for you. Hey, adventurer, calls out a man's voice behind you. It's the same man that challenged you to a fight the night before, carrying a bundle of barrel staves. We've got our eyes on you. Don't think we don't. A few others nearby shake their heads, and one local shoots you an embarrassed look. Yes, you will definitely have your work cut out for you. If you're able to detect magic through spell or ability, go to 91. But if not, go to 84. I don't think I have any magic detection abilities. I have a lot of illusion stuff, thanks to my gnomish heritage. Let's see. No, okay. I don't. Alright. I was checking all my stuff. Yeah, no, I don't have any detect magic. Okay. Go to 84. Alright. Before we make our way to Tomlin's cottage, I am going to go take a quick non-biney's bathroom break, and I will see you in just a minute. Okay, we are back. I also had to open my door so I could let the kitties come in and out because they were getting lonely. How are y'all enjoying it so far? Welcome back. Yeah, let's get the music up again. Did you pet the kitties? Of course I did. I'm not a monster. I love this. I love these dice. They're so pretty. Oh, they've got like a little lucky horseshoe on them. They're so cute. I have so many dice. Actually, let me get another set of dice. I got these recently. Now I'm just showing y'all my dice before we jump back into game, because I have so many. I can't go to a con and not buy dice, and then I have these cool Lord of the Rings ones that have the one ring in them, and it actually has like the black speech on it. It's sick. These are cool. So we have lots of options. So, to bring us back in, we had just been verbally accosted by what's his butt? I don't remember him. Pretty sure they said his name, but I don't remember. You know. Also, I want to shout out the person who wrote this song, as well as my song that plays during my Just Chatting and my Starting Soon screens. That is written by my wonderful friend Orfeo Fen. He and I have known each other for like 13 or so years. He's incredible, and he did such an amazing job with the music for my stream, so I just want to give him a little shout out there. Okay, let's bring us back in. You follow the mayor's instructions to Tomlin's cottage at the edge of town. I keep wanting to call him Tamlin, y'all. The edge of town. But you'd have recognized it regardless. The home is a single-story, multi-room building with the same timber-framed walls, a clean coat of whitewash, and good condition clay tiles on the roof. However, each visible window is clearly obscured by lush flower boxes bursting with color. The entire front of the home is festooned with decorative flowers sprouting from bushes and vines, and extending off to either side are more vine-covered trellises indicating a substantial garden out back, some of which you can see between plants in the trellis. Honestly, reminds me of back home. It's a beautiful space whose owner obviously takes great pride in maintaining, and you admire the effort that went into it, if nothing else. And you're not sure if the herbalist Tomlin is expecting you. You can either knock on the door right away, or take in more of the surroundings to see if there's anything interesting. Okay. Do we want to continue looking around? You know what? I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers. Let's just go knock on the door. But there could also be something interesting. Ooh, chat, that's actually hard. All right. Lord of the Rings dice. Where's my D4? All right. Odds, we check everything out. Evens, we go to the door. Evens, we're going to the door. Okay. My dice are saving my conscience. Also, I love these. They're so cute. These are awesome. I hope y'all like having the dice cam. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. Also, good nails. Okay. So, let's go knock on the door. You knock on the door and hear muffled voices and what sounds like heavy furniture moving around. After waiting a few seconds, it goes silent, and you're about to knock again when the door opens from beneath your knuckles to the startled faces of Tomlin and a young woman. Both have tousled hair and red faces, but Tomlin speaks up first.
I saw you at the service last night, didn't I? What can I do for you?
The mayor hired me. He wanted me to look into, your fiance's death?
If you'd excuse me, says the woman, I'd best be going.
Don't forget the medicine!
Tomlin calls out with a sachet of dried herbs in his hand, cutting a look toward you.
For your aunt!
I'd nearly forgotten, she says, and takes the packet gingerly. Thank you. I don't trust this ish. She takes the medicine and hurries down the street while Tomlin visibly works out what to say next. You can criticize the herbalist, go to 63 and ask him who was visiting, go to 52, or say nothing at all. Okay. Ryuji just... He moved my things. Okay. Ooh, okay, this could get juicy.
Alright, what would you all do? You all is a pretty kind person, but they're also very blunt. So honestly, we're gonna go to 63. We're gonna criticize him. Is he sleeping with someone new right after his fiance died? Heck no. Okay, we gain another inspiration. Let's go. We are making good choices today. Okay. Number 3. Boop. Okay.
Also, if you hear a boof borf, Ryuji is hanging out with me. Right after and probably before.
Honestly, yeah. If they were literally saying that the wolf's back on the prowl. I'm just saying. He's already out here. He's sniffing butts, the wolf. Nah, the fiance was suspicious right out the gate. You're seriously sleeping with someone new already? Your fiance hasn't even been buried yet.
Everyone grieves in their own way, he says, though his eyes still avoid yours. I assume you're the one the mayor is tasked with finding the killer?
Yeah, it's true.
He steps aside and indicates the inside of his cottage.
Won't you please come in? He asks. I'm sure you have, many questions.
Nah, Chet, he's not even denying it! He's just like, yeah, no. We fucking... Piece of shit.
Can I help you?
Yeah, boy.
It's okay. Hi. I love you. You're gonna hear me doing silly voices.
I just got a thumbs up. Didn't he meet you before? No, he met us and he's like, aren't you the same person I met last night? And I'm like, yeah. I know I was saying he was cute, but you know what? F this guy, but don't F this guy. Excuse me as I munch cukes. Caught in 4K! Alright. Looking embarrassed, but not able to resist glancing after his guest, Tomlin closes the door behind you. The herbalist cottage is a righteous sensory experience. Riotous, not righteous. The herbalist cottage is a riotous sensory experience. Fresh flowers sit in vases and lie in bunches on various surfaces. More flowers, herbs, and roots hang from special drying racks among the ceiling beams. I will say this is a cool... It's cool! The windows are all hung with vibrant purple flowers in the early stages of drying out. They are evenly spaced with small bunches of daisies tied in little purple ribbons. So it's difficult for you to... tell. Sorry, I had to scroll up the page. So it's difficult for you to tell if they are medicinal or decorative. I mean, he did say his fiance liked daisies. Maybelline. I want to take notes about Maybelline because that could help us. Described as simple. Which, you know.
The odors come in waves, some medicinal and some astringent, other floral, herbal, and fruity in waves. It's intense, but not unpleasant. The hearth's coals are banked low, but some decoction bubbles away in the cauldron. A more sophisticated filtering system rests on a workbench, slowly dripping a bright orange liquid into a vial. Tomlin reaches for a kettle, just starting to bang away over a burner. Clearly, he had started the water for tea, with the expectation of a different companion. He selects a packet of herbs and wildflowers almost without looking and tosses them into a teapot and douses the tea in boiling water from the kettle. He pours 2 cups and hands one to you. Bitter steam wafts from the yellowish liquid in your cup. He eagerly watches you to see if you like the tea. You may drink the tea, politely refuse, or assess the tea for safety. I'm going to assess it for safety. Because if my mother and father taught me anything, it is to always be aware of your surroundings. So, alright, 54. Where are you? You don't immediately recognize the tea's ingredients based on its appearance or smell. How do you assess the tea's safety? So I can't detect poison or disease. I could use an intelligence, a nature check, or a medicine check. Yeah, because he just grabs stuff willy-nilly. And this is not the tea that he made before, so I'm like, no, no, no. Okay. I'm gonna use, let's see, what do we got? Nature or medicine? How's my medicine? We're gonna do a nature check. All right, Jonah. All right, Mr. Anaki, be with me. Meow. That is a 19. Bow, 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 bow. Plus, I think I have a +2. Yeah. All right, 21. Got 15 or more, go to 76. I like to just pre-roll them. So good at nature. My brain, nature. I mean, look at you all. They literally have skin made of bark in some places. They are literally part tree person. You identify some of the medicinal herbs in the tea and determine it is not safe, but probably an excellent decoction for your health. Not just safe, but probably an excellent decoction for your health. Okay. The purple flowers hanging in the windows are a bit concerning as they are wolfsbane. That's what I fucking thought. This dude is straight up wearing wolfsbane. Like, they're foxglove, but hold on. Wait, hold on. I know herbal stuff. Wolfsbane flower. Is he wearing wolfsbane? He is! This dude, that's not fox. He is straight up wearing wolfsbane. That's what I fucking... This dude knows something. I don't trust him! The purple flowers hanging in the windows are a bit concerning as they are wolfsbane, a dangerous nightshade normally, but a potent medicine in the right hands. Drink the tea now or refuse the tea anyways. Oh, we are absolutely dealing with werewolves. Are you kidding me? Okay. Let's drink the tea. An invigorating blend, unlike anything you've ever tried before. Despite the bitter aroma, the decoction itself is earthy and a little sweet.
It's making me want tea. Gain the benefits of a short rest. Well, I ain't done anything. I ain't cast any spells or nothing, so we're still good. Shame we didn't get in a fight earlier.
I feel like he might have accidentally murdered his fiancée, but that's my theory. Let's see. You let Tomlin know that the tea is really very good. It's actually a lot better than I expected it to be. I was a little apprehensive at first, but this is great.
Thank you. It's an old family recipe used to give us stamina. It's best to drink it when its mix is fresh, so I didn't see any point in wasting it just because you paid a visit. I see what's happening. Please tell me you understand as well, y'all. Oh my god.
You look over and it seems he's finally overcome his embarrassment and eyeing you with a sly smile. You look at the cup for a moment.
Oh no. Just stamina. Nothing mood enhancing. Shall we get started?
You agree to begin as you set aside your empty teacup. I'm just saying.
So, I guess you're here to ask me about Maybelline? Tomlin asks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here to investigate and all.
The herbalist sighs and sips at his tea. Pain springs onto his handsome features, and he looks past you into the middle distance.
Maybelline and I have known each other forever, of course, he says. She was the queen of the marketplace, and has been since she was a child, I'm told. Even running her family's vegetable cart. She still kept everyone organized and mediated conflicts. And I'm the town's primary medical authority. For the mundane medicine, at least. Roy and Selene help when divine intervention becomes necessary. But still, I know everybody anyway.
A slow, sad smile spreads across his face.
And then sometime around 3 months ago, something just clicked. We danced at the tavern to a bawdy song, kissed in the moonlight, and planned to wed within the month. We were just perfect for each other.
And then the tears start.
I'm sorry. Thank you for being here to help find whatever did this so that no one else would have to feel this kind of pain. It's no wonder her parents are holding themselves up in the farm, refusing to talk to anyone. Maybelline was a bright and shining star who will be dearly missed.
What else do you want to know? Ask where Tamlin was the night Maybelline died. Ask if Maybelline had any enemies. Ask if Tomlin has seen anyone or anything strange around the town lately.
What do we think? I'm gonna let y'all pick. Because these are all good options. But let's see. Okay. One. Where he was. Did Maybelline have enemies? Anyone strange?
Okay. Get to voting, chat. And this is where y'all get to help create the story. All right.
We need his alibi? True? I mean, I agree with that, but I'm like, I'm happy y'all are enjoying this. I'm having a great time. Also, you get a little taste of DM Sylla. Okay, it seems we're leaning on alibi, but I'm gonna let the timer run out just in case we have a sudden surge of something else. Oh my god, he's so suspicious. But like in a murder mystery, everyone is a suspect until proven otherwise. Okay. DM Sylla voice is a bit like sexy Avi. Let's go. I mean, it's just me using my low register, so yay. All right. Where were you the night of the crime?
So, where were you the night Maybelline died anyway? When you ask Tomlin where he was on the night of Maybelline's death, a dark flash of anger crosses his face. However, his expression quickly dissolves into shame. I was with friends, he says. Oh, no, not that kind of friend. I was having a drink at the tavern and it got a little out of hand. Maybelline and I had a whirlwind courtship, so there was no stag party. That night became it.
Was anyone else there that can confirm this?
He rattles off a bunch of names. He has a dozen or more people from around town who can confirm he was there until dawn.
Until dawn!
Roll either an intelligence, investigation, or wisdom insight check. Okay. Let's see. Wisdom or wait. Don't I have an ability with wisdom? Okay, no, that's the gift of cleverness. So that's have advantage on saving throws. Okay. Cool. I'm checking because I am using the 5.19 Ranger and I'm also using the Forest Gnome from Lyra's Guide to Retia. So I have some unique little abilities, which I think are great. Highly recommend checking out the book when it drops. The PDFs I think drop on, and the print, like print to order is, I think those go up on November 1st on DriveThruRPG. So definitely check them out because that is what we're using in this. Let's see. Okay, so it's either investigation or insight. What are my stats looking like? My investigation is a +4. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's investigate. Yeah. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 10 or more in your insight, go to 60. Gain an inspiration. We are so fucking inspired, y'all. I keep forgetting that I have inspiration. So next time we roll in at 1, we're gonna use an inspiration. Chat, remind me that I have inspiration because I will forget. Tomlin isn't lying, but he's leaving something out. You decide to dig deeper. Okay, so we can either ask, was it really just the menfolk, or why Maybelline wasn't with him? I think I'm gonna ask why it was just the men, or if it was really so.
Was it really just the menfolk?
There we go, 74.
Well, mostly just the men, Tomlin says. At some point, Selene was passing through on her way to speak to someone. She looked a little haggard, but
was her usual cheery self. She stopped over for a quick hello before rushing on her way.
How familiar are you with Selene and her usual self?
Well, you know, he shrugs, but more to relieve himself of some strong emotion than uncertainty. We were lovers before her pilgrimage. Aha! This bitch! Anyway. We were lovers before her pilgrimage, but while she was gone, Maybelline and I fell in love.
And how did Selene take that?
Not well at first, but she came around. She even agreed to perform the wedding ceremony.
Is it typical for Selene to perform ceremonies like that?
Her or Roy? He pours himself another cup of tea. Roy was there with us, actually. He left early, though, when he started sneezing and coughing up a fit. Okay. Alright, so we have 3 options here. We can ask why Maybelline wasn't with him in the first place. Or, if we haven't done so yet, we can ask more about Maybelline. Like if she had any enemies, or if there's been anything suspicious in town. We can go to another page. Okay. Alright, so let's ask more about Maybelline. Okay. Sorry, I was munching some cucumbers.
So, about Maybelline. I was 58, I want to say.
Hold on, I gotta backtrack a scotch. Okay, it was 56. Sometimes the way it jumps around, it makes it hard to remember exactly where I was going. Tomlin scoffs. Of course she didn't have any enemies. Everyone loved her and she loved everyone back. It's as simple as that. Obviously, even the best people aren't universally beloved, so Tomlin isn't telling you something. You try to get the information out of him by persuading him that it's safe to tell you. Roll a persuasion check. Alright, let's use a different die. Let's use... You know what? Let's use these cool midnight blue ones that I got. Let's use this guy here. I've not broken this one in. Alright, persuasion. Yeah. Give me 1 sec, chat. Sorry about that, chat. Just had to talk to my house cleaner real quick. Okay. So, persuasion. So we are going to re-roll this. I'm spending one of my inspiration. Not that we were lacking any. Okay. So, spend an inspo. Although this one starting with a natural 1, it's not a good look, buddy. All right, that's an 18. Is an 18. Also, look how pretty these are. They're so gorgeous. I don't know, you can't really see them in the light that my camera has, but actually, let me see if I can like shine a flashlight on them because these are really pretty. You can see they sparkle a lot, which I'm very about. Okay, so what is my persuasion? Alright, I have a +0 to persuasion. I'm not a very charismatic little being here. So, 85. Tomlin resists revealing any names at first, but only slightly.
In fact, there are at least 2 people I can think of, he says, then quickly raises his hand in a soothing motion. Now, these aren't so much enemies as conflicts, you understand. You nod, and he tells you what he knows.
Okay. Enemies. Conflicts.
Tell me everything. Okay, let's see. He'd seen Maybelline and Mayor Anathram arguing, and Maybelline never argued with anyone as far as he knew. Sadly, he couldn't hear what they were saying. Hi, Artie. And Selene was his lover before she went on a pilgrimage. He didn't wait for her, and his love for Maybelline blossomed while Selene was away. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, dude. Fuck this guy. No. You know, if Tomlin gets bit and dies, cool. I ain't even gonna be mad. Obviously, losing me was quite the blow, he says with a crooked smile. But then he remembers himself and returns to the story without the playboy arrogance. Selene had shut herself up in the tower for a while before finally venturing out to administer her priestly duties. Mostly anointing of babies, blessing homes, and similar tasks. Tomlin didn't speak to her much at the time. Does that help at all? This piece of shit. If you haven't done so yet, you can either ask about who else was at the event or inquire about the strange phenomena in town. Let's see. I don't think he's the murderer. I just think he's a piece of shit. But I think he might know more about what's going on. If we ask about who was at the event, that could help us narrow things down and give those other people alibis. So hopefully we will get a chance to inquire more about what's going on. But I am gonna ask about who was at the event. No, 70. Oh, fuck. Where was I supposed to go? It was in the 70s, but I'm just trying to... Cool. Enemies. And then... 74. Okay, so it just takes us back to that. Got it. We already asked about that. Enemies. Okay, so we had already asked about that. We're at 83. Sorry, I'm just re-navigating. Give me half a sec.
Okay, so we are gonna ask about, we're gonna ask about if there's anything weird going on. Okay, but Slain was also Tomlin's ex-lover. Just making a note here. Okay. Tomlin rubs his beard, which he probably knows highlights his jawline. Piece of garbage.
Nothing strange, except maybe that the wolves have been more vocal than usual. There have always been wolves around here, but they seem louder and closer over the last month or two.
Have the wolves ever been a threat before?
Only to livestock, Tomlin says. But now that I think about it, there are also some talk of a couple strangers that, for some reason, made camp near Emmett and Tilly's farmstead.
Why wouldn't someone just stay in the town?
There are lots of reasons, Tomlin says with a shrug. If they haven't the coin, maybe. Or they're like Roy and just prefer to sleep without walls hemming you in. But there have also been some farmers complaining about thefts. If these, whoever they are, well, if they're up to no good, that could be why they're staying in the town. Could they have done this?
The herbalist's voice tightens as he makes the realization, and his eyes flash with anger. But you assure him that you'll find out. You can continue questioning Tomlin if there are still questions you haven't asked him. Or if you haven't anything else to ask, which we've asked everything now, you can bid Tomlin farewell and continue your investigation elsewhere.
Okay. Well, I think that's all for now. Thanks. You've been very helpful. I appreciate it.
Tomlin clears his throat as you ready yourself to go.
Before you move on, adventurer, there is something going on here that I'm worried is related to Maybelline's death.
The past few nights, something has been tearing up the garden, destroying months of cultivation. Oh, that's just part of his dialogue.
Past few nights, something's been tearing up the garden, destroying months of cultivation, and there are strange clawed footprints in the soil many mornings.
Okay. What can I do to help?
Well, obviously I'm a lover, he says, not a fighter. Please, check the garden before you go.
He seems genuinely earnest and fearful, so you feel as though you should check it out. Okay. I'll take a sip of water here. I hate this guy. I need y'all to know, I fucking hate this guy. He's a hottie. He's an absolute hottie. But he's a hottie who knows he's a hottie and is a piece of shit. But you know what? If he's growing that good kush out back, maybe. I'm kidding. Tomlin shows you to the garden outside the back of his cottage. The lush space is a riot of colors and smells, but it's also well organized. It's more of a small farming plot than what can reasonably be called a garden. Flower beds and tracts of green herbs dominate the plot, while climbing vines cover trellises that make up the fence. One of the beams anchoring the far corner of the trellis has fallen over. The place smells amazing, and bees lazily hum from blossom to blossom. From here, you can examine the flower beds, take a look at the fallen post, or walk the trellis's perimeter. Let's see. I'm gonna say Hmm. Let's look at the fallen post.
A large beam has somehow fallen. It seems as though it was partially dug up, and it appears to have fallen on something that's lying crookedly. Tomlin admits to trying to move the beam, but not being able to, and there are more pressing matters. You decide to move it for him. Roll a strength check with advantage because Tomlin helps you. Okay, we'll roll with advantage. All right, we're gonna roll these two. Yeah, that's a nat 20, babies. Look at that, Ish. That's our first nat 20. Look at that. We did it. We did it. Let's go. I mean, nat 20 plus what is my strength mod? Plus 2, so it's a total of 22. Let's fucking go. Okay. Okay. Go to 67. We gain an inspiration. This game hands out so many inspirations. I'm a huge fan of this story so far. Like, y'all know me. I'm a huge murder mystery fan. I mean, please see one of my characters that I play actively. You heave the heavy beam out of the way, exposing what it's lying on. He gets a faraway look in his eye, and he stares past you. You bid him farewell, which he distractedly returns, and you make your way back to the inn. Oh wait, did I misread that. I read the wrong part. There we go. We'll see how far we get. Because I do have a dinner tonight. But I might one-shot this. Because how many chapters are there? Let's see how many chapters there are. There's quite a few. There's a good amount. So we'll see how far we get. We might finish this chapter and then break, but we'll see. You heaved the heavy beam out of the way, exposing what it was lying on. It appears to be a small human figure made out of gnarled and knotted wood with sharp clawed hands. The impact of the beam broke it in several places, and it now appears to be quite dead. It seems that a small hole dug under the trellis caused some instability, and the post collapsed under the combined weight of the trellis plus the creeping vines wrapped around its lattice. Scrablings! Tomlin spits, then curses. He looks up at you with a... Up? Probably down. I'm a short bitch. He looks up at you with a combination of anger and fear. Animated plants that thirst for blood. I've never had any in my garden before, but they've wandered into other plots or farms around town before. Very dangerous, and almost never alone. Roll a wisdom perception check or an insight check with advantage as Tomlin assists you. Okay, do we want to do perception or insight? Same modifier, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna say perception. Yeah. Okay, that's a 15 is my higher roll. Plus 3, so it's an 18 total. You notice 2 dead shrubs that appear out of place in this manufactured garden. Despite being out in the wind, they start to shake and creak, so you know something is amiss. The shrubs uproot themselves in attack, which is about what you'd expected. Go to 64. When I'm 64, there it is.
Ooh, we got our first fight, chat! Ooh, these are cool. All right, I'm gonna show y'all what these look like because they are very cool. All right, give me half a sec. Okay. Who are we fighting? We are fighting creatures called scraplings. So let me show you what these look like. Should be in. Okay, it is not wanting to let me show you, so I can import it because I do want y'all to see these while we fight them. So these are scraplings. I'll leave this here while we fight them. So, I think it is time for this track. Okay. The scraplings look like two small humanoids, apparently made out of dry wood. They rake at you with their sharp claws amid the clattering of their wooden limbs. Tomlin grabs a nearby pitchfork and engages one of them, but he calls out, "Kill him! Kill it with fire if you can!" You fight only one scrapling while Tomlin fights the other. Both fight to the death. Okay. So, I gotta remember. Alright, so this is a very theater of the mind. It is the return of Twig Blight 3, for those of you who are familiar with Nat 19. So, I'm gonna roll initiative for myself and for the scrapling to see who's gonna go first. Okay, that's a 4. So that's for the scrapling. And then for myself, that is a 2. It has a +2 to initiative, so that's a 6. I have a +3. So it would beat me by 1. Okay, so scrapling first. It only has 7 hit points, so, but it gets to go first. So it's going to, the scrapling would surge forward and rake at Uala with its claws, making its attack. Probably going, it's short, so it's probably most likely going for like the backs of her knees, trying to get them off balance. That is a 15, that's a 19 to hit. That absolutely hits. Okay, let's see. And it's a D4 plus 1 piercing damage. Okay, we'll use our little D4 here. Okay, so that's only 2 damage. That's only 2. So we are down to 21. Uala is a 2nd level ranger, by the way. Okay, so that is the scrapling. And it moved into me, so it's gonna stay where it is to avoid any opportunity attack. So, okay. I think because it's in close range, Uala is going to draw their short sword and try to bisect it if they can. So it's a +6. Alright, so it's a 9. Okay, that would be a 16. Am I right? It would be a 15. Never mind. That would be a 15. Its AC is 14. I beat it by 1. That's nuts. Okay. 1d6 slashing damage. I might take... Let's see. Oh, my stats are a little gross. I rolled very well. I rolled 3 arrays. I'll see if I still have them. Yeah, Euala is our little she, they, them cause of mayhem. Okay, that's cocked. Okay, it's still a 1. Plus, do I have a bonus? No, that's just 1. Okay. So it is going to... Euala is going to... Ooh, do I want to back up at all? Do I want to move? I could risk that. Yeah, because it uses my dex. I'm just going to double check something real quick just to make sure I had this put on my sheet correct. I put something on my sheet weird, so I'm just double checking a thing. Yeah, it'd be +2. Yeah, okay, so it's not down yet. 1d6 + 2. Yeah, they are still up. All right, so Euala is going to stay where they are and just take this little dude out. It's not a crazy big fight, so we'll just try to... It's go, though. So, that is a... Yes, you're right. With my next bonus, that would have been 5 damage. So, but it's still up. It is still up. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna put that on my sheet right now. That's where I will do the thing. Thank you, chat. And that would be... Okay, so it's... it's still got 3 HP, yikes. Okay. So that is a hit. That is a 16 to hit. So let's roll that d4. It's not gonna take me out, but you know. Blap. That is a 3 + 1, so that is another 4 damage to you. Okay. Okay. Ooh, we're getting low. Hey Tom, you got any more of that good stuff? And that good tea? All right, Euala's just gonna hit him right back. Okay, 7 plus... Okay, so that'd be a 13. I missed. I missed by 1! I missed by 1, chat. Some bullshit. Okay. Twig Boy's turn. He crit on me. Dude, he crit on me! I can't make this shit up! This dude crit on me! forgetting I have inspiration, but there's no takesy backsies. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so that would be 2d4 that he gets to roll. If I can fucking get this d4 out of these goddamn... Not against this, no. That's not how inspo. I can use it for myself. Alright. What's this damage gonna be? And he fucking maxed it. I'm not making this up! He rolled a 4. And is that a 2? Okay, he rolled max damage only on 1. Okay, so that's 5, 8 damage to me. This little motherfucker is... Ooh! He gonna get me! He gonna get me! Do I? For this, I wasn't planning to. I was just going straight, like, normal, like, vanilla crit rules. But I maxed one of them just by happenstance. So, if this little motherfucker takes me out, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Guys, I'm down to 9 HP. I started this with 23. This is dog water. Okay. Well, that's this fucking guy. You know what? This... Fuck you. I'm gonna roll your dice. I'm gonna roll your dice. Blah! Okay, it's 14. 6. That's a dirty 20. We got dirty 20 to hit. We just gotta hit him one more time. This is the first fight! Dog water! Hi, welcome to Sylla's gaming luck. You're seeing my dice rolls in real time. Fuck you. You are retired. So it's 5. So he is dead. He is dead. We did take him out. Can't believe he almost got me. I won. But this dude is Twig Blight 3 all over again. This is dog water. Okay. So, if you win, go to 88. As you deal the final blow to the scrapling, Tomlin screams with a wild fury as he stabs at his opponent until it's splintered and broken. The rusty tines of the pitchfork are bent with the force of his blows. He brushes his hair out of his eyes and spits on the creatures, but his easy smile is back in place when he looks back up at you. Well, glad that's over with, he says brightly. Souvenir? He reaches down and plucks one of the severed arms with its claws still attached. He hands it to you. Add a scrappling claw to your inventory. Okay. I'm gonna put it just down here, because, a scrappling claw. Okay. Well, now that that's over with, fuck you. Listen, I know plants, but not plant creatures. You aside, I suppose. So... you should take that and go speak to Roy Sunderhammer. That's the druid. Looking up into the sky, the day is drawing to a close. However, you feel it's not a good idea to try to find the druid's grove in the dark, given what you've just learned. You decide to go to the inn for a good night's rest, and maybe recover from the challenges of the day so far. You start to say goodbye to Tomlin when he shushes you. Before you go, he says, please, join me in the cottage. I don't fucking like this. Okay. 72. Where you at, motherfucker? I'm very grateful for your help, Tomlin says once you're in his cottage.
This is to help you with your investigation. It was meant to be a wedding gift for Maybelline, but I can no longer bear to have it here with me. But maybe it'll be use to you. He presents you with an ornate glass vial. The vial contains a filter of remembrance.
Okay.
Also for those...
And Theo British, oh god damn it. Okay. I suppose. For those watching on YouTube or in the highlights, someone redeemed speaking British, so we are Theo British now. Okay, so a filter of remembrance. Not a filter of love? Damn. Okay, filter of remembrance. 10 doses. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good for a, murder mystery.
Am I a terrible person for feeling some relief?
He asks, a smile briefly dancing across his lips.
No, I suppose that would be natural. And we were together till death did us part. No, I suppose that would be natural. And we were together till death did us part. What the fuck?
He gets a faraway look in his eyes. He stares past you. You bid him farewell, which he distractedly returns, and you make your way back to the inn. You make your way back through town after a very eventful day. The occasional point of whispered conversation trails in your wake, but you are left with your own thoughts as you make your way back to the inn. It's been an eventful evening, eventful day, and I'm gonna start that again. It's been an eventful day in the life of the traveling adventurer. You've been hired to flush out and eliminate an unknown killer by Mayor Anathram and her terrifying pet. You've also met with the emotionally needy and possibly unstable fiancé of the victim. You then narrowly avoided becoming fertilizer in his garden at the hands of a pair of scrapelings. So, you arrive back to the inn to get some rest after the sun is just starting to dip in the west. You take a hot meal upstairs with you, where you eat and ready yourself for a long rest. If tomorrow is anything like today, you feel you will need all the rest you can get. Okay, benefits of a short rest, okay. So that means we roll our hit die to regain some. I have 2 d10s, so I'm gonna use them both. I'm gonna use both hit die here. Here's one. It's an 8. It's good. Good, good, good. And then the second one, yeah, another 8. Okay. It should be. We are back to full. And then we have no. Yeah, isn't it nice? I actually got this on Etsy. They're really cool. Although I might have been bamboozled. Let's see. Okay, so we've gained our short rest. We didn't use anything else. You wake with moonlight streaming in the window. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, clear night, but you feel the back of your neck prickle. After walking to the window, you look across cobblestone streets to the roof of a neighboring building. A hunched, hairy shape is silhouetted against the night sky and limned in moonlight. Though its face is obscured in shadows, its eyes burn with a golden fire.
Whatever it is extends a long, powerful arm in your direction and waits. The rooftop is across the street and angled slightly upward from your second-story room. You can open the window and call out to the creature, call out for help, or charge outside to attack the beast.
We're going out, y'all. I gotta know. I gots to know. Go to 94. It was right below where we were. Gain an inspiration. We are so cool. We gain an inspiration for being dumb. Okay. You bolt out the door and thunder down the stairs, bursting out the front door to scan the skyline. But the creature is gone. When you turn around, the innkeeper is standing at the threshold in a nightgown, holding up a lantern in one hand. He's staring at you with visible concern. Okay, so we can either assure him that everything's fine, return to our room and get some more rest, or return to our room, bar the doors, and keep watch. Ooh, okay, or alternatively, we can tell him to go back inside before you investigate where you last saw the monster. I want to investigate. So,
Sir, I think it'd be best if you stay inside.
all right, we're gonna go to 87. You walk over to the building where you saw the creature and look for a way up to the rooftop. The timber-walled construction offers lots of handholds, but not exactly a ladder, and the darkness makes it more challenging. Roll a strength athletics check to scale the wall. Okay. I do have a climbing speed as well as a ranger feature. So, all right, let's roll an athletics check. Ooh, okay, I don't think we make it. Because it is my strength is a +2. Yeah, that's only an 8. Yeah, we failed that. 59. You can't make it up the side of the building, so the trail goes cold for you here. You can return to your room to either go get some rest or stay up and keep watch. Oh, okay. I kind of want to stay up and keep watch. We risk exhaustion, but that's okay. We have so much. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. Get the benefits of a short rest. We already did that, so we're good. Sometime in the darkest hours of the morning, it starts to rain. It comes down hard for a while, streaking the window panes as you watch. There won't be any trace of whatever you saw now. Eventually, the day dawns, damp but clear, and you hear a clatter outside your door. That's 107. A cold breakfast is just outside the door of your room, which you eat as you go. The common room is empty and the streets are quiet. The wagon laden with flowers from the funeral still sits outside of the inn. You remind yourself of your purpose here and head out of town to speak to the druid. You get the path to the druid's grove marked on your map before leaving town. You leave from the southwest and cross the river onto the seldom used dirt road. You walk along the road until you reach the path leading into the druid's grove. The path to the grove winds through the old growth forest. It's beautiful and peaceful beyond your expectations. Shafts of light pierce the canopy to dapple a forest floor of pillowy moss. Everything is rich brown and shining green. But something is wrong. Silence hangs over the wood like a shroud. No birds are singing. No insects are humming in the undergrowth. Not even the distant caw of a raven breaks the stillness. Something is very wrong. You walk through the eerie, quiet wood. Sunlight jabs through the canopy, creating little pools of light everywhere. but the lack of sound is unnerving. You go into the wood anyway. Yeah, Euala would feel both right at home here and also completely unnerved. They were raised to know the world around them and is very familiar with, like, nature itself. But yeah, no birds, no insects, nothing. Especially if we're heading to a druid's grove, that feels not great. You move unbothered south along the path through the silent woods. Eventually, you reach the clearing. At first, you wonder if it's the druid's grove, but it's just a place where the trees have given grass a little more room to grow. It seems like a good place to stop for a moment and have a drink from your water skin, but you do a quick spot check for threats first. Okay, intelligence or, so nature or perception. Honestly, what's higher? My perception is definitely higher. Although nature feels a little bit more in line with you all. Let's say we'll go with perception. 16 plus 3, that is 19 total. Lounging in a nearby tree, you see a tiny beast with leathery wings folded around its round body. Its long, sharp proboscis, yes, drips as it dozes. New words, chat. We open the dictionary every day. Proboscis drips as it dozes. It's holding itself in the tree with its clawed legs. It's a sturge. And while it hasn't noticed you enter the clearing, it sees you now. Remarkably, however, you have a clear shot. Okay, if you have a ranged attack, you can attack once with advantage as a surprise round. Okay. I mean, let's fight, y'all. And I do have a ranged attack. I have my longbow. Okay. Okay, so 1d8 piercing. Okay, we are fighting a sturge. So let's make our attack with advantage. All right, 10 plus my bonus of 6, so that's 16 to hit. Do we hit? Yes. Okay, it only has, okay. We can do it. We're gonna, we can pop him. We can pop him. 1d8, yeah, we got this. We got this. We're fighting an elderly sturge. Yeah. 5, yeah, it's, even before I add my bonus. Yeah, no, it's dead. We pop it. The sturge is some unholy union between bat and mosquito, but it also looks worse for wear. Its wings are haggard, and there are some ragged edges about it. Lacking color, the tiny creature is obviously ravenous. It fights you to the death. If you reduce the sturge to 0 HP, go to 138. We popped it. More inspo? Jesus. That is my one thing, is it's very easy to get inspiration in this. I'm also not used to getting inspiration so easily, so my brain's like, huh? All right, that's our second fight. You knock the little bloodsucker out of the air.
It falls to the ground, twitches a couple of times, and then lies still. This clearing seems like a good place to take a rest. As you rest, however, the sound does not return to the woods. The stirge was not the cause of the unease. When you are ready to move on, you continue toward the Druid's Grove. It's 150. After twisting and turning a little way through the woods, and calming down after your run-in with the stirge, you reach the edge of the trees that could only be the Druid's home. The woods open up into a pasture dotted with wildflowers. A craggy outcropping of stone juts up from the center, and it looks like there's a small kitchen area set up under an overhang along with a hammock, a table, and a chest. It looks like a naturally occurring lean-in or a cottage with most of the walls missing. The Druid is nowhere to be seen. You can clearly see that the grove is occupied, however. Near the outcropping, you can see a medium-sized wolf. The animal is stocky and slightly red in color and hasn't noticed you yet, though it raises its head to sniff at the air from time to time. Try to sneak into the grove or just stride into the grove. I mean, we're not trying to hide, and I have a feeling that's the Druid. We're gonna go to page 156. You enter the grove without any attempt to hide your presence. This Druid clearly enjoys the sun, as the grove is a large clearing. Clumps of flowers, both wild and cultivated, dot the space in the stone outcropping. The stone outcropping turned cabin stands in the center of the natural beauty around you. As you approach, the wolf, much more powerful looking up close, stalks into view from behind the Druid's home. Its head is down and its hackles are up, but it's not baring its teeth at you. As you and the wolf look at each other, you also see that its muzzle is smeared and specked with what appears to be fresh blood. You can either approach the wolf peacefully or attack it. I'm gonna approach peacefully. The wolf looks quizzically at you, clearly confused about what to do next, but also not attacking. It flicks its ears and appears lost in thought. If you have any rations in your pack, you could offer the food to the wolf. Alternatively, you could try to communicate with the wolf by speaking to it normally. Or you speak with animals. I will happily try to speak to it normally.
I'm a friend. I'm just here to find your druid buddy. Unless that's you. But I swear, I'm not here to hurt you.
The wolf in the Druid's Grove seems unusually intent on you and responsive to your actions. You wonder out loud if it can understand you.
Do you understand me?
It nods.
What are you? If you can understand my speech.
It trots over to the living area under the rock outcropping and noses a pile of tattered clothes. A moment later, it comes trotting back with a wooden druidic holy symbol. It drops the symbol at your feet. You have found the druid. You ask the druid to revert back to his dwarven shape, but he woefully shakes his head.
Weird.
He trots toward the home built under the outcropping, clearly requesting you to follow. The inside is as joyfully sloppy as the dwarf himself. The druid in wolf form pads around for a few minutes until he jams his snout into a box of scrolls. After gingerly lifting a few out and unfurling them, the druid places a paw on one. You read, Polypox, or Doppelganger's Curse. Okay. I'm taking a sip of my coffee.
Polypox is a blood-borne disease that affects those who can innately change their shape. Doppelgangers, dragons, if they contract it, and even unfortunate members of the Druidic Circle. Oh! Okay. Like I said, red herring! It causes sporadic, uncontrollable shapeshifts that persist as long as the disease itself, which can last weeks before recovery. In extreme cases, delirium and even memory loss can occur. Oh. Okay, I see what we're dealing with here. At least I think so. We should be about... Is this the grove? No, I think this is it. There we go. Following the description of the disease, there's a recipe for a decoration including wolfsbane, sage, and hornwort. You ask, do any of these herbs grow nearby? And the druid nods. Well, does the herbalist guy have them? And you get an emphatic nod. You ask if you can take the page from the book, and the wolf nods. Add Polypox cure recipe to your inventory. Okay. Polypox cure recipe. Are you absolutely sure it's Polypox? The wolf stares at you for a moment, then starts to vibrate. Its form starts to soften, and the bones and muscles move. And then, with a sneeze, all motion stops. The druid nods and then stares impatiently at you. You can try to find the herbs yourself, or go back to town and get them from Tomlin. Okay. Let's see. I think it would be fun to go find them ourselves. Honestly, that sounds fun. But could also screw us over. But we are a tracker. We are a ranger. And also, do I want to deal with Tomlin again? Let's go find him ourselves. Okay, 146.
Oh, also, the way he looks is...
I was like, this is what I'm assuming he looks like. So give me half a sec, because I want to show y'all this. This is what the art is next to, like, when referring to Roy.
A beautiful, beautiful Walf. I love him.
I was like, I don't want to see his ass again. Okay, it was 146, I believe. The wolf motions with its head to follow and leads you to a patch of woods where it sits down and yips. Clearly, this is where you're meant to start. As you approach, the druid starts sniffing at the ground, so he's clearly here to help. Let's see. His heightened senses will probably be valuable in finding what he needs, and you're there to help him harvest the ingredients. You start by looking for sage. Okay. Here, I will happily send you refs. Also, chat, you're in for a treat with the thumbnail that I have Demon already working on for the YouTube releases of this. It's gonna be real good. It's really funny. You and the druid work together to find wild sage. Roll a survival or nature check with advantage as the druid is helping you. Okay. Let's see. My nature... That was my survival. My survival is a +3. So, already drawing it. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm so excited to see it. All right. With advantage. So, 11 plus 3. So that would be
14. My brain just did the biggest brain fart. If you roll more than 10, go to 109. Success! Yay! Yippee! You and the druid uncover a patch of wild sage, and you harvest enough to brew a tea. Add sage to your inventory. Sage. Okay. Next, you'll need to search out some hornwort. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can redeem you those. Because I have Sound Alert tomorrow. After D&D, I will finish it, probably. Inspired you to play a gnome? Let's go! Okay. The druid leads you to a shallow pond that you never would have noticed without him. It looks like a great place to find hornwort. You wade into the water, searching for the medicinal weed. Roll of survival or intelligence check with advantage as Roy is helping you. All right, we'll do the same. We'll do survival again. Brah! All right, 17 and a 16. So that would be 17, 18, 19, dirty 20. Let's go. Get a 12 or more. Okay, these checks are getting harder. If you get a 12 or more, go to 131. You manage to find hornwort in the pond. You harvest enough for the cure and set them in your pack. Okay, we have hornwort now. What's it? Hornwort. Next, you'll need to find some wolfsbane. Wolfsbane should be in season, but given its toxic nature, it's unlikely that Roy cultivates it near the grove. You may have to find a sunny clearing somewhere further into the woods. Okay, roll a survival or nature check with advantage, and if you get a 15 or higher, go to 154, and 15 or less. Okay. Oh, I'm having a great time. Yeah. Okay, 14 is our higher roll. We got a 10 and a 14, so 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's go! We are winning, chat. So long as we have advantage forever from this beautiful druid man, then yeah. You manage to find the wolfsbane and carefully collect a number of parts of the plant, carefully to not get any of the toxins in your eyes or face. All right, we have wolfsbane. If you've collected all the ingredients for the polypox cure, Roy and Wolf form darts ahead of you to the grove. Yes. Okay, that's 140. When you arrive in the grove, Roy is waiting for you in wolf form. He helps you find a battered teapot in his kitchen cubby, and you brew him a tea from the medicinal herbs. Looking for a teacup, you can't find one and just pour the steaming bitter brew into a bowl of questionable cleanliness. This doesn't seem to bother the druid as he laps up the medicine. Thank you, heating pad, for letting me know that you turned off. After finishing the bowl, the druid lies down, and you follow suit, finding a comfortable place on the ground to sit. After about an hour or so, the wolf's form starts to ripple and shift. Roy gets up and paces, a low whine escaping his throat. With the rustling sound like wind in tall grass, the fur recedes into his skin. His limbs groan and pop as they shorten and twist back into his natural shape. Eventually, Roy ceases to be a wolf and changes back into a dwarf who smiles broadly at you despite a red nose and watery eyes.
Oh, that's so much better, he says, wiping his nose with his sleeve. Snot and all. That's a first for me. Polypox isn't easy to catch. It's a bloodborne disease. And while there was that elderly sturge in the woods, after being abandoned by its swarm, it couldn't have gone far. Oops.
Okay. I just misread it.
It's a blood-borne disease, and while there was that elderly sturge in the wood, after being abandoned by its swarm, it couldn't have gone far. So there was some other shapeshifter nearby that passed the disease. Maybe some doppelganger traveling in disguise, or lycanthrope passing through one night. Must be slipping.
Okay, I see. So the sturge drank something and then fucked up someone else's blood.
He thanks you profusely and says he wants to return the favor with a gift. He unclasps the silver starburst brooch on his chest and presents it to you.
This is the Silver Star, he says. A gift from an old cleric friend of mine. Sylvain's predecessor at the temple. Since we druids have problems removing curses, he thought it would be helpful. Still haven't used it, but maybe you can find a use for it.
Alright, we have a silver star now. Trinket from Roy. Okay.
The druid is happy to have you back anytime you need anything, but at the moment, he badly needs a rest. Before you return to Langston, you can ask him a few questions. Ask Roy about the scrappling claw. Let's... Okay. Ask Roy if he had polypox before or after Maybelline's death, or ask him about the claw. The book usually lets us ask all the questions, so I'm gonna ask about the claw. We're gonna start small here.
Could this claw have been the same as the killer?
Roy shakes his head.
Not a chance. This is a wee little thing. You should look for what's left of the girl. You'll see that these poor victims were mauled by some beast much larger than this.
But this could still be of some use. He asks for the claw. You hand it over and Roy binds it with some leather from nearby, chanting softly in the druidic language as he goes. Light yellow motes of energy coalesce around the limb, whose claws are now tightly bound in a leather strap. He hands you the dismembered limb. The scrappling claw will act as a magic club.
+1 magic club, nice!
As a +1 magic club for the next week. At the end of the week, however, the magic will fade.
Okay. Magic club made of scrappling claw. I'm sure it's scrapling, but I like to... Scrappling sounds cuter to me. I don't know. Scrapling claw.
Okay, we'll probably finish this chapter.
I hope that helps you for a bit, adventurer, Roy says. Now, until I see you next, I must rest.
If you haven't asked it, you can still find out when he got sick.
Yeah, let's ask about that. Gain inspiration. We're so fucking inspired, y'all. I have 7 inspiration. That's crazy cupcakes. I'm just gonna keep adding them. I don't think I'm ever gonna use them because I just like to go straight through, but fuck it, whatever.
Can't rightly say when I got sick.
I keep gaining them, and I forget to use them, so, you know?
Okay. He says, but I'm pretty sure I started feeling a bit sniffly around the new moon. Took a couple of weeks to start sneezing and changing, though.
You continue questioning Roy about whether or not he has any amnesia.
Far as I can tell, there's no gaps in my memory. Wasn't even sneezing or anything by the time the moon was full. Only just today did I have the first uncontrollable change. Am I a suspect now? But he doesn't wait for an answer. Just throws his head back and laughs.
Does the polypox have anything to do with the werewolves?
A werewolf, any lycanthrope, can definitely get polypox, but just be a carrier. It's tough to say. But I do know it's a bloodborne disease, and I haven't been fighting anything with fur these past months. Probably that old sturge in the woods infected me. It got me pretty good one time.
Finally. Did Maybelline die on the night of a full moon?
Now that you mention it, yes. That young lady died around then. Maybe even on the night of the full moon. So you may be onto something there.
From here you can ask Roy more about the scrapling claw you took from Tomlin's house, which we did. Or you can say goodbye and return to town for a rest. Let's go back to town. You return to the inn for a well-deserved rest after a very busy day. You eat a hearty meal alone in the common room before succumbing to exhaustion. Your rest is interrupted by troubling dreams. In one, you are attacked by rose bushes and oh gosh. That's the wrong... There you go.
In one, you are attacked by rose bushes that claw at you with their thorns. In another, you are running through the streets of Langston on all fours. In a third, you see the hulking shape that woke you before, as it watched you from a nearby rooftop. It bears down on you, but you cross over into a shaft of sunlight. As the dark beast reaches into the light for you, it starts to crack and crumble. Just as it's about to become visible, you wake up with a start. You lie in your bed at the inn. You are alone in the room, and there is nothing outside of the window.
You may either try to get some more rest, or get up and keep watch. Okay. We kept watch the night before, but... Okay. We're pretty good. We do need our HD back, but I think we should get some sleep. We haven't taken a long rest, and I think it's about time. Despite the interruption, you eventually manage to settle back in. Getting the benefits of a long rest, baby! Afterward, you're not entirely rested, but better off than last night. As you're getting ready for your day, there's a knock at the door. And chat, I think that is where we are going to end this session, with the chance to either answer the door, or draw a weapon, or ignore it entirely. So, that is where we are going to end this session of the Wolves of Langston. Thank you all so much for joining me on our first session of this adventure. I'm very excited to continue this. I am so enthralled. This has been so much fun so far. So, remember to subscribe to the Sylla channel. We are verging on 70,000 subscribers as well. So, if you want to see every episode of the Wolves of Langston, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And let me know down below in the comments, what was your favorite part? Who do you suspect to be the murderer? What do you guys think is going on? Let me know your theories in the comments down below.
and I will see you all in the next episode.